Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry for my late start today. I've been moving equipment around and trying to set things up, and I have like extra cameras and stuff going in here today, so thanks for being patient with me while I'm still figuring out how all of that is going to work. So what we're doing today, and what I was busy preparing, is that I have this heat transfer vinyl, and this is one of the items that we got, Hey, Bob the Samurai, thank you for subscribing, saying, yay, stream time. And you've been a sub for 7 months, that's awesome, thank you so much. Hey, Jadale, hey everybody, hey Anna, Bloody Lollipops, Piano Sammy, a bunch of people here today. So this is some heat transfer vinyl. This is like, made for putting designs on things. And this is designed to go on fabric. It's really shiny, which is super awesome. And this was one of the stream wishlist items that I needed to make Zelda happen, and that's what we're going to be working on today. So I have a couple of my designs prepared. I'm going to turn this down for me. I have a couple of the designs prepared. I think I'm only going to do one today, and you're going to have to bear with me because I still need a moment to make sure that everything is set up. Like in my program for this. Dang it, what did I do? Wow, I had everything set up and then I closed the window and it's like not loading on the screen. So that sucks. Let me see if I can get Silhouette to work. One of the problems with all of this, oh, here it is. Okay, it just wasn't visible. The program that this machine uses is very finicky and it's not great. But here is a little bit of what we're working on. I've got it showing here. I am going to be cutting out all of the little tiny designs and stuff, and the stuff on the hand. All of that is going to be this heat transfer vinyl that is the gold stuff. And it came with this cool chart that will include all of the settings that I need to use to cut this out on my Silhouette Cameo. So I'm going to try to accomplish that now. I've got like cat hair stuck to my lips. Sorry, I'm just like weirdly grabbing my face. Give me a second to get all of my stuff ready in the program. I need to trace my images. I wish I had my computer set up to show you guys what's happening on the program, but I don't. So, well, that was easy. I think I am actually ready already. Yeah, that was like a one-step process. Okay, my machine is on now. I've got my vinyl ready to go. I think I'm just gonna take it off this roll. This is like 5 feet of it. And it's all one continuous piece. And the idea, I'm gonna turn this on silent. The idea is that you just use as much as you need. So it feeds into the machine and starts cutting, and rather than cutting off a chunk first and then letting it feed through and cut out exactly the shape, you just kind of feed the whole roll in and it takes what it needs. So, sound off. All right, so now my phone won't be buzzing during the stream. But it looks like we're ready. So I've actually never used this particular Silhouette Cameo. I had one in my old house before the flood, and I replaced it, but haven't used it yet. So this is, again, an item that was provided by the Twitch chat here, and I am using it for the first time, so hopefully this works well. I'm going to switch my camera mode too, because we don't need all this stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna actually just move this over. I've got my machine sitting right here. Whee! Sorry for having to set up my my camera here. All right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I have to make sure that I am cutting on the correct side. Place vinyl in machine with clear carrier down. So this is the side that I want to have showing in my that I'm going to be using, and this I guess is the clear carrier, which is the side that is just holding it all in place. I need to check in with my chat here because I see people talking to me. Anna is watching while getting a pedicure. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy your pedicure. Heck yes, Nina. Nice to see you here. That pet for life. Good luck with your rhinestoning. I was lurking in your stream earlier. I was setting my stuff up, so I wasn't really chatting, but I did come to see some of your rhinestoning, and you have been making really good progress, but so much to do. Oh, Phoenix Fire created Twitch just to watch the stream. That's pretty awesome. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, so returning to my instructions here, I'm just looking at the sheet that came with this foil. And when you buy either Silhouette or Cricut heat transfer vinyl, or really any type of vinyl, any kind of material that they sell for these machines, a lot of the time they're like proprietary. Well, you can use them regardless. You can use them across different machines. But if you buy Cricut vinyl, they want you to use it on your Cricut, and if you buy a Silhouette vinyl, they want you to use it on your Silhouette. So they're like just competing companies. So this is like a third-party transfer vinyl. I've never used it before, but I really liked the gold look that they had, and it came in longer pieces than the Silhouette or the Cricut vinyl. So that's what I picked up off of Amazon. And it has a really nice chart that will tell you what kind of blade settings and everything that you need to use, depending on whether you're using the Silhouette Cameo, the Cricut, other programs, or other machines. So that's really convenient that they understand that different people have different things. Okay, so this one, place vinyl machine with a clear carrier down and cut design in reverse. That's another concept just to understand if you want to do this type of thing. Is that you want to cut your image to be in, you want a mirror image. So if you're doing like text or something, you want to cut it backwards. I need to slide this down just a little bit. I won't unlock it. There we go. But because my designs are symmetrical, I do not have to worry about that. That's what I was trying to say while I'm struggling with setting this up. I'm just moving the rollers so that they will both be in position on the material. And it's really finicky. Unfortunately, that's just how these machines are. Like, I had so many problems with my last one. Pardon me, I need another pair of pliers just to put this back in position, apparently. So I had a huge amount of problems with the last Silhouette that I owned. That's not helping at all. I just like physically can't lock that back in place. Wow, I didn't think I was gonna have this problem here today. I can unlock it, but I can't lock it. So I have a love-hate relationship with these machines. They do an amazing job when you get them to work, but there's all kinds of just little hardware and software problems that I've had consistently every single time I've worked with them. This is my second Silhouette Cameo that I owned, and I did have to replace the first one because of flood damage, but to be honest, I already had to replace it because it like spontaneously broke down over less than a year of owning it. So that's kind of a bummer because these are like $200-some machines. Wow, I physically can't get that. Hold on just a second. I need to grab Jared or somebody because I can't proceed. Alright, Jared's on his way to try to save the day, as he always does. But yeah, when when you get them to work, these things are pretty incredible, and they just still always have little problems constantly, and it's really frustrating. Okay, so this thing right here slides back and forth in order to move it, and basically I'm trying to twist this. Gripping this piece and twisting them against each other, it needs to move into that little notch.
Okay.
And I physically can't do it. Like, my fingers aren't strong enough. I can't get it back.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Might need to get little grippy things or tools for this.
Well, I tried using these and they're just not large enough. I don't know where another one is, but I'm actively streaming and I need this problem solved immediately.
Okay. Can I approach it from the scene?
Yeah, Jared is here to help. Oh, heck yes, my friends are here. Hey, Sorero Days. I mean, I might just give up because I physically can't do anything else. I need to try to cut this.
So you're not sure where other pliers are?
There might be some downstairs, but I don't have any larger ones up here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if they're in the other room.
Okay.
Alright. Found these. We can try these.
Okay.
Well, sorry this isn't riveting right now when you're watching me fix my cameo before we even get started, but honestly, this is the true Silhouette Cameo experience, is just having your shit break instantly before you do anything and then troubleshooting from the get-go.
So close.
Have I ever tried out a Cricut? No, I haven't used the Cricut before. I was comparing features after my first Silhouette died. I was so frustrated with it that I was wondering whether I should switch to a different brand while I had the opportunity. And reading about their limitations and their various, like, comparing the features, I ultimately decided that it was worthwhile to go with the Silhouette twice, even though I had already had trouble with it. And my main reasoning for that was that the Silhouette, I'm pretty sure, as I recall correctly, the Silhouette will allow you a larger length of material that can be cut compared to the Cricut.
This is the worst design.
Alright, look, I'm about to just say fuck it, because if I can't move it, then...
You've gotten it closer.
Alright, let me try again, if you're not making any progress. I was just not physically big enough to grip it.
Is it really how it's supposed to go?
Yes.
Sucks.
The last one that I had never had this issue. It had plenty of other issues, but it just never did this.
That's inching and closer. Come on.
Are you actually gonna get it?
I think so.
Well, thank you guys for being patient with me. So the thing that we're struggling with is the mechanism that determines how wide the material that you're fitting into the machine needs to be.
Look how close I got it.
Alright, just leave it. I'm
All right.
done. I'm done. I'm streaming. I need to keep working. Okay, thank you, Jared. You were awesome. We appreciate you.
If I find things that help, I'll come back.
Okay, well, I'm about to start cutting, so we'll see how it works. Alright. So I got this in a position. This is not a totally straight edge. That's frustrating because this is like straight out of the package. I'm gonna real quick cut a straight edge on the end of this so that it will feed through properly. Luckily I've got a cutting mat right here. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like cut at an angle. William of the Room Keepers, thank you for subscribing. Hopefully this will be more interesting very soon. Yeah, I set up an iron cam for today, by which I mean I have a camera over my ironing board, so now you can watch me iron some vinyl onto stuff while we do our tests. My goal for today is to cut out, at least during this stream, I'm going to cut out several copies of the applique that is on the back of her glove, and hopefully mount those on because the gloves are ready to go. I just have some store-bought gloves and I'm adding the applique to. Okay. So I just cut off this little strip so that I would have a clean edge. I haven't ever had to do that before, but here we are. Okay. So now we're lining this up and just kind of putting it into position. And then what I will do is hit the load button here. And so the machine just kind of takes it in. All right, now referring back here, I'm going back to my software. I need to set up my materials, which is going to be, just a moment, foil transfer sheets is what I'm using. They have different settings required for different, they have different settings for each different type of material. Heat transfer, reflective. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you're using the correct settings for your correct material. So this one is foil heat transfer vinyl, so I've got it on the settings assigned to heat transfer reflective. I'm going to be cutting with an auto blade, and now I can set up my materials, which according to this, let's see, it's going to be a number 3 on the blade, number 4 speed, which I tend to keep the speed lower anyway, because unless you need something, unless you're cutting out a huge amount and you want to go really quickly, in general it's best to just let it go pretty slowly because it tends to do a better job. And this one says 6 for thickness, and it looks like they've changed their settings on here, because instead of doing thickness, it's offering me force. So I guess they've just like kind of changed the things that they use. I'm also clicking track enhancing, which just means that it is going to be gripping the material tighter, and we'll see how it goes. Save. Okay. Yes. All right. Now, how do I click go? All right, so we have our new settings. That is now totally reverted. God, I hate this program so much. I'm sitting here clicking these buttons and just nothing is happening. This is this is the life that I live. Okay. Now I need to give myself a wired connection. I tried to set up my Bluetooth for this machine so that I could communicate wirelessly between the machine and the computer, but it just wouldn't allow it for whatever reason. I guess it was maybe too much distance or there's something in between it that made it not function, but I thought that was pretty lame. Now that they're closer, it can sense it, so even though I just plugged this in, it's like not recognizing what I just plugged in. And I'm going to try connecting with Bluetooth now. It's giving me a checking connection message. I'm so sorry this isn't more interesting. This is why I should have just done my cuts probably off the stream, but I wanted to kind of show a little bit about what this system was, and unfortunately it's really terrible. Okay. It's saying could not connect, which is outrageous given the fact that it is physically plugged in. And I had it connected earlier. Yeah, it's just left it could not connect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, save this page that I'm working on, restart this program, and see if that changes anything. But yeah, I'm so mad, man. I just want this to work. Alright, program's closed, opening it again. Thank you guys for being patient with my probably most boring stream to date so far. But I'm gonna do my best to get some stuff done. I set up my ironing cam. I've got to make this happen. Alright, open my file again. Alright, my cut lines have already been prepared. The cameo is ready. Okay, closing the program and opening it again made it recognize the wired connection. That's frustrating that that has to be the case. Alright, got this at 3. Got the speed way down at 3. 6. Okay, boom. We're using tool 1, which is selected, and I'm going to go ahead and hit send. Send as is. It gives me a pop-up dialog reminding me to mirror the image if necessary, but like I mentioned, it's not necessary for us today. Alright, cool. It looks like it's actually going to do something, so that's exciting. Everybody cross your fingers. Kind of cool to see the light reflect off of this material and onto the back of this. But yay, my robot slave is finally doing my bidding. The way that this works is that the material feeds all the way through the machine, so you'll need to set up your cutting machine in some area where you have space in front of and behind. And depending on the size of your design, it will either go all the way through, or in this case, because it's a very small design, it's not very wide, so it's not really going to stick out very much on this other side. So I don't have to worry too much about that. If anybody here in the chat has questions about what I've been doing, feel free to throw those at me. Oh, hey Jeremy, it's nice to see you here. Thank you guys for waiting this out, and now my machine is finally behaving and cutting something. So I put 4 of the designs on the page. So this is going to cut 4 versions of the exact same design at the same time. And my thought was that I would have 2 test pieces for putting on different materials and 2 that would ideally be applied straight to the gloves if I can make that happen right now. So. So yeah, it is currently on the 3rd one. It moves pretty quickly, even though I set the speed pretty low. And it's gonna do, I guess it's doing all of these passes at once. It's like going back and doing the outlines of all of them at once. So 3 of them are almost done, and then we're moving on to our 4th one. So it moves relatively quickly. I'm going to grab a few other small hand tools that we will use to start taking things off of these designs. Have like new nice things. The sound is pretty disturbing. Yeah. That's it. It's done. It did its job. It finally did the thing I asked of it. The things I went and got are these little hand tools that I'm going to use to remove the design, or remove the unwanted parts of the design. Okay, so now we hit unload, and it rolls back out of the machine. I'm going to close that up. And you can see I'm about to move it into the other camera, but all of our designs are now cut. So I'm just going to grab regular scissors and slice this bad boy off. And then I'll move to the desk where you can see me. MK Scorpio 89, thank you so much for subscribing. Alright, I'm just rolling this up. And because it comes on this nice long roll, I actually have a pretty decent amount of this left, which is nice because I want to cut all of my designs out of it. Alright. Let me rearrange some things. And I'm just gonna move this camera and put it right back on me. Hello everyone, I'm back. It's nice to see you all again, and now you can see me. All right, and back to my cameras. Okay, so it's super shiny and that kind of affects how it's gonna look on here, but I think it looks pretty awesome. These are the little tools that I went and got. So these are all designs for the back of the hand, and I'm also going to grab my gloves. I keep putting my stuff down everywhere. Okay, I'm back. So these are my 2 material samples that I wanted to put it on. I've got leather gloves, and these are just bought on Amazon. I generally don't make gloves unless I have to, or like leggings, or like a basic kind of accessories I'll purchase if I can, and these are going to be covered up after the wrist anyway. So even though they're not 100% identical to the ones that she's wearing, they are going to be very close for my purposes. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these all apart. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually, oh, you can see it. There's like a line here that was created by the rollers that are holding this vinyl in place, and there's one on the other side too. So there's like a little bit of damage to the material where it was being fed through the machine. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you want to be able to place your design on the material in a place where it won't be affected by that. I've never seen that before. I think that's because this is the foil specifically, and it's probably a more delicate finish that is apparently able to be damaged by the machine. So I want to work on these one at a time, and not get ahead of myself or peel off too much of the backing. I'm going to start with this one since it is damaged. It can be a good test piece. So I'm going to check back on my list here too. Hey Maker Geek, welcome. Gift Nova, my hair looks nice and poofy. It's super poofy today. I like took a bath this morning and then I fell back asleep because I was hungover this morning. And so yeah, my hair is like extra fluffy. Would I use heat transfer on any fabric or certain kinds? Well, that's what we're doing today, is testing how this works on my fabric. So I mean, I'm sure that it sticks to some surfaces better than others, and so that's one of the things I want to determine, is whether or not this is going to be a valid way of approaching this. So now I need to remove all of the unwanted pieces in my design. And I'm doing that with the edge of my fingernail if I can peel this up. Wish me luck. And that's also what these little tools are for, is that they have little like grippy parts of them. You can just get in there. At least I hope I'm doing this right. Oh no! I cut it backwards, you guys, because this is my first time working with the foil. I saw I figured that this was the clear side that they were talking about, but I was wrong. This is the back side of the shiny part, and this is the clear backing. So this is actually backwards. I'm about to recut it. Dang it! Oh well, see, this is my first time doing this, so that's why I ended up doing something wrong anyway. Luckily all of my stuff is still up, still ready to go. I'm just gonna feed this back in, and I'm gonna turn this back so you can watch this machine cut again. Sorry for that false alarm. We're gonna do the exact same thing, but feed it in this way. And of course I don't have a straight edge anymore, but dang it, that guideline should be good enough. So we're trying this one more time, now cutting on the back side of this. Alright, my machine, all the same settings are up, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit send. Send as is. So now round 2. Well, we already learned something new today, that's right, from me knowing now which side is the correct side to cut when you're using foil. That's why test cuts are good. So one thing to keep in mind is that this machine will use up, like, the material will be used up based on the length of how much you're cutting, and you'll always use the full width because of the way it needs to be feeded in, or to feed inside of it. So I always try to like line up additional designs and use this full width with every single cut, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing 4 of these, because 4 fit across really nicely, and that's just so that I'm kind of maximizing my amount of designs that I may be able to fit on the same amount of length, because the rest of it would be waste otherwise. I don't know if that explanation made sense, but hopefully it does. It sounds a little bit less threatening now. I hope so. I do think this is going to be really pretty. It's unfortunate that I cut it wrong, but it's nice to know that it's going to do a really good job. And hopefully it also does a great job of transferring onto our final fabrics. I think that I'm going to use a piece of test leather to try to put one of these on as well before I put it on the gloves. In case it goes wrong, I can kind of test my settings with my test piece before using the glove, so that the glove doesn't become wasted and I don't have to buy entirely a second pair. So it's good to have test pieces. Everyone's like, the machine is happier. All right, that's it. Let's try this one more time. All right, moving my camera again. Here we are. Hello, everyone. All right. Now you can still see the design, but it's even more faint on this backing than it was when I was looking at the wrong side. And they're still kind of cool and shiny on the back. Okay, this is my discard now. I no longer need those at all. All right. So trying this again, I am going to try to remove the unwanted pieces and leave only the cutouts for our design. And I'm just kind of peeling this off, I hope. There we go. That is exactly what's supposed to happen. So you can use your fingernails or you can use these little tools if that is easier for you. I have long fingernails and I tend to use them for things. Wow, that's so pretty. Now you can see what it's supposed to be. That's exciting. I feel like there's less opportunity of damaging the piece that you want to keep. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see if I can get it up with this tool. Feels like the inner piece didn't cut very cleanly. Or rather, it didn't get deep enough or something, because right now I'm struggling to remove that part. I'm like jamming it in there. Okay, I'm gonna approach it from the opposite side. Wow, come on, guys. I guess I could use an X-Acto knife if I really wanted to get it started. But that's what this machine is supposed to be doing for me, so I'm mad about it. This is why you should not buy a Silhouette Cameo. It's because it's just a constant, continual pain in the ass, no matter what you do. You're always doing something wrong. Just nothing's very user-friendly. Nothing about the software, nothing about the material. It's all just an incredible pain in the ass. Like, I am peeling that so hard. Look at all the damage I've done. Oh, I'm on the wrong side again, like an asshole. That's why I'm not having any progress. Oh my gosh. See? I don't know what I'm doing. Why are any of you watching my stream? How much do these machines cost? They're over $200. I don't remember exactly. I think it was like $250 or something. All right, well, I'm an idiot, but I eventually got it done, so yeah, that's all you need, I guess. All right, so I'm going to prepare a couple of these. I said I'm doing them one at a time, and I am going to do the peeling one at a time because this backside is sticky. It's very lightly sticky. It's not super sticky, but it is partly sticky. This white cloth is just a scrap of fabric that I'm going to be using for the actual jacket. So this is a test piece of how this material is going to behave when I marry it to the fabric. And so hopefully that goes really well because I'm counting on using this method to apply all of the little designs. All right, I'm gonna peel this one correctly from the back side, and I'm still not using those tools because I don't need them. I'm stronger than those little tools. Man, you guys are so tolerant. Thanks for coming to my stream, even though I apparently suck at all of this that I'm trying to do. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Synchrofy, those caps. Nightbot got mad. Heidi, LOL. Well, I'm glad you guys can enjoy my incompetence instead of just mocking me for it. Alright. So sometimes the problem is you. Is the takeaway here, or in this case it's me. Alright, I've got some leather here, and this is kind of like an odd little end part of it. Oh, even this one. I'm going to use this ugly section because there's kind of like a natural tear in it, or a place where it looks like it's really ready to rip from the backside. So that's actually a really great area that we can use as a test piece because I know that I won't want to use this leather for anything else. Now I'm getting it fuzzy. Did I use the damaged one? Okay, good. This one is the damaged one, so that's perfect for our test piece. I'll position it like here-ish. So this is how it will ideally look on the glove. The color is a little different. The gloves are a little bit darker, but that's what we're going for. Oh, that's gonna be so pretty if it works. Okay, cool. Well, let's go take these over to my iron. I'm gonna switch to the iron cam. There it is. There's my ironing board. Alright, I'm about to head over there with my test pieces. I'm going to bring my instructions to refer to them. And I think I need like a press cloth, which I don't have prepared. Of course I don't have a press cloth like an asshole. Oh, so these things, or this little squeegee guy, you just use to make sure that your design is pressed down everywhere. I think this is a little bit more necessary when you're doing a sticky vinyl because this is about to be heat transferred, but I want to make sure it's smooth and there aren't like bubbles under it. And I'm going to move my monitor so I can see myself. Can you guys hear me when I'm over there at the iron? Because I can move my microphone, just not very far. Here, actually. I'm just going to do it for the sake of it. I'll have my mic will be over here. Cool, now I can see myself a little bit better. So these are my two tests. My iron is heated. I'm touching just the back part of it, but I can tell that it's hot. This is an industrial iron. Some people comment on it because it has its own like water drip system. People are always like, why do you have an IV stand in your craft room? And I'm like, oh, it's just dripping water into my iron. Okay. I've got some scraps of muslin, and this is going to be my press cloth. Firmly press iron on the clear layer. Hold it steady in each area for 10 to 15 seconds. Pick up the iron and move it to the next section of the decal until it's all been heated. So this doesn't actually say anything about using a press cloth and not just putting your iron directly on the design, but because it's plastic, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to put my iron directly on it. So here is some muslin that I'm just laying down as a protective barrier. Alright, and here we go on the first one. Alright, 15 seconds of silence because I was counting. Now while I'm doing this, I'm pretty much just pressing and holding. I'm not moving the iron around because that can shift things and that's not what you want. You want to have like a firm, steady press. Alright, another 15 seconds till I count. Alright, I think that was about right. Now we're about to check this out. Pick up the iron and move it to the next section until it's all been heated, and then you peel it off. Oh, this one has more information about peeling too. This one says medium pressure hot peel. So that means you peel it off right away rather than after it cools. Well, lol. That didn't work all the way. Hot peel, huh? This is curling up a little bit. It did not fully adhere. I'm going to lay the plastic sheeting back on it. It didn't 100% line up, and now honestly there's some bubbles, so that's not great, but I'm going to keep working on it and see if we can do that. I'm going to try peeling it right away this time. And because it's just a test piece, it's not crucial that this is perfect, but it is crucial that we learn what we need to about how to work with this stuff. So it could be also that I'm not hot enough because the iron is on like a super low setting, but it's a super intense iron, so that's why I had it on a low setting. So I just left it for quite a bit longer actually. And now we'll do our hot peel. That worked better. Now the surface is really wrinkly. It's almost like a hammered surface now, and that might just be the problem of not having done my hot peel the first time. That sounds like something you get at a spa, a hot peel. But that did stick it down, so let's try our next one. This one didn't get peeled off incorrectly yet. So I'm gonna heat the second one up again one more time, and then give it a hot peel and see how that goes. And I'm gonna kind of let it get really hot. Alright, about 15. That's so interesting how it affects the surface. I wonder if it's getting too hot. I'm gonna find out. That looks really cool though. This one has a hair in it. They're test pieces. But that looks really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna carry these back over to the table and we can examine them. Moving my mic back into place. The intense wait to see if Heidi will burn the house down. Oh, come on. I'm not that bad. Alright, back to here. So this is how my white one turned out. The surface is super wrinkly. And this is how my second one turned out. It could be that reheating it is what did this, because neither one of them looked like this before getting heated the second time. I did not burn myself, I'm fine. Anyway, I want to put this on these gloves now, and I'm really excited about how this is looking. I think this is great. Okay. So I'm putting this on. Oh, these gloves are also great because they apparently have the textability where I'll be able to use my phone in them, which is absolutely necessary for cosplay. So I'm going to try to position it right about here, which is, I'm going to use my ruler here. Frida, thank you for subscribing. I'm going to say that's roughly 1 inch down from kind of this horizontal mark. So I'm going to try to put the point of it right around there. All right. So there we go. I'm gonna do this for real now, and I'm really hoping that I can nail it on the first try. Should I do that, or should I do another test piece? I would have to cut more if I want to do another test piece. So that could be a determinant. Oh, Gift Nova, thank you so much. Just bought an Arwen sewing pattern for me that I just added onto my wish list today. Yeah, I'm officially adding Arwen to my cosplay lineup. So that's one of the next things I want to work on. I found that sewing pattern that's basically an Arwen like knockoff pattern, so I'm going to start with that. So thank you so much for the Arwen pattern. I will get some good use out of that. And we can hopefully do that together on stream as well. Alright, should I say that I'm just gonna go for it, try not to heat it so crazy, and then transfer it? This is actually really awesome because despite the fact that the surface is a little bit pebbled, which I don't really mind either. Everyone's saying test again. Test, and I should do another test piece. Alright, well then I'm gonna get this cutting right now. So that we don't have to wait for that. I'm not going to cut it. I'm not going to move my cameras around this time, but you guys have seen it now. And you can go watch Silhouette Cameo videos on YouTube if you really, really want it. Oh, I'm just going to use the handy repeat job button. It has a repeat job button, so it will just automatically do the exact same thing that it last cut, which is really useful if you're cutting a whole bunch of something and you, for whatever reason, need to load it manually over and over again. Yes, Nilyu needs to do Frodo, and Nina, yes, you should do Strider. Was it Strider or Aragorn? Whichever version. Yes, I want to see both of you. I'm just always trying to peer pressure my friends into cosplaying with me, so please, please love me and do those costumes. Okay, I'm going to do a second test piece on the white fabric, and I'm going to time it this time on my phone, so that we can get a really accurate test piece that we know exactly how much time and exactly how hot the iron is making it, and see if that will solve our issue. I'm peeling it correctly this time. I learned my lesson from being an idiot and peeling the last one incorrectly. So hopefully that's going to work out. Primrose Frost is going to go play D&D. That sounds fun. Enjoy your game. Moving the mic for the iron cam did not improve the audio. Okay, sorry about that. I'll try turning the volume up on the mic. What made me choose a Silhouette over the Scan and Cut, the Cricut? Oh, no, or that's the... Those are both Silhouette products. I honestly didn't need the Scan and Cut features, I don't think. I didn't look that carefully between them. I wasn't like pricing just those two or anything like that. So I'm sorry I don't have a more specific answer for you. Okay. Tiny Bear says I made a killer plug suit. Thank you. I would love to make another plug suit. But that one, I have not had an opportunity to do that yet. All right, well now that we have a bunch of extras, we can actually do 2 test pieces of this. Although, did I lose my last one? I had 4 of these, and I've only peeled 3 so far. I'm gonna see if it fell on the ground around here because I'm making a little bit of a mess. But this is almost done cutting, so we have 4 more that are coming out now. So I can do a bunch more tests if I want. Oh, the scan and cut is the brother machine. I don't know. I did look at a comparison chart of features of a lot of different ones, and I guess the scan and cut just didn't strike me as being a better deal or better features. I don't know though specifically, because I wasn't paying that much attention. I think I was mostly looking at Silhouette versus Cricut options because I know those are like the biggest brands. Obviously Brother is a big brand, but it does a lot of other things besides just this, so I don't know, maybe I just wasn't paying attention to that option. I did not find my 4th one, so I guess I would have had to cut more anyway because everything in here is just, this is just like a black void of stuff. Hello friends. I got the scan and cut because you got it for cheap. But yeah, Brother is generally a good brand. I'm happy. I have a Brother sewing machine. I have one of the sewing embroidery like combo entry level machines. It's pretty good. Serena asks, so 2 of these go on the gloves. Where do the other 2 go? There's only 2 of this exact design. They're just for the gloves. But I cut extra so that we can do test pieces because I'm still learning exactly the right settings for adhering them and exactly how long and how to do it. So that's what we're just doing, test pieces right now, and I just cut extras of the glove pattern because that was the one I was ready to do. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on the iron cam. I'm gonna bring my mic with me and I'm gonna try to turn up the volume this time. So give me just a second to go over there, get set up with the iron cam. Oh geez, my TV needs to be reconnected probably. Alright, is that volume a little bit better? I'm just going to be talking over my shoulder so that you can hopefully have an easier time hearing me now. And I'm going to grab my phone to use as a stopwatch so that we can get really precise time measurements. Alright, I've got a stopwatch app here on my phone and I'm about to press go. So I'm going to let this run for exactly 15 seconds and then we'll do the hot peel and see how it turns out if we're using that measurement exactly. That was it. Well, it turns out nicely. There's a certain amount of like wrinkling to it that I think just has to do with the fact that it's like the texture of the fabric or something. I'm going to bring this back over to the desk and keep talking about it. be using the gold foil anywhere else in this cosplay or just for the gloves? It is also going to be a lot of the filigree designs on the fronts of the coat and elsewhere. Where's my reference image? So this part here, the part down here, I think this one is going to be leather because of the position and the way that it's part of the edge, and that's going to be done in leather. The back, all of the little ones around the cape, all of that is going to be foil. So I'm going to actually be applying quite a bit of foil to the white fabric. And the way that this turned out is okay. It's got, it seems like it adhered really well. Like, I'm kind of peeling at the edge. It could be tighter. I'm going to try doing slightly less time, or should I go with slightly more time? I feel like the longer the iron is down on the surface of the fabric, the more the like texture changes, but at the same time, I feel like to get a really good adherence, to make it really stick, it needs longer time. So the longer you wait, the more texture you get in it, but it also sticks better. So it's kind of a give and take. But it's so pretty. It's so fun to work with just because it's so pretty. Now, you're looking at the two of these. Here. You can really see the difference between the one that hasn't been applied yet versus the one that has. And to be honest, I wish I could keep it looking like this. So we'll keep trying some different things and see if we can. Alright. Iron cam. Back to the iron. Okay, this is still really hot. I'm wondering if I should turn it back down. Let's go ahead and run this test first, and then see if we make any changes. So the last one was 15 seconds. I'm going to do this one for 20 seconds and just see what the difference is, and then we can make an informed decision about which direction we need to go with this. So. Alright, that was 20 seconds. Alright. Alright, they came out looking really similar to me. Like, I don't really see a strong difference. Just turn my mic around and try to talk in this direction so I'm not moving it everywhere. If you're having any trouble hearing my audio, let me know and I'll try to improve it, but I'm just trying to make sure I'm moving stuff around less. Okay. So I don't really see a strong, significant difference. I am going to keep the iron. I think I'm gonna knock it down. Someone suggested a lower heat setting. So I'm gonna try a slightly lower heat setting for slightly more time and see if that makes a difference. But I do feel pretty confident about how the results came out on leather. And yeah, there might be some, you know, strange distortion. But that could just be a part of it. Like that just might be how the stuff works. So we'll see. The Blue Reason, thank you so much for subscribing. Alright. Looking at the chat to see anybody else. It could be the material I'm putting on top of it. No, it's not the material on top of it because the plastic is between the material and the iron. I mean, the ironing cloth is not the issue because the ironing cloth is on top of the plastic and the plastic is what keeps everything smooth. I feel like the peeling aspect of it is a part of the problem because the peeling, when I'm peeling the clear plastic off, it's stretching the vinyl because it's still so hot. So I'm wondering if I should wait a little while before peeling it off, or just do like a cold peel even though it said not to. The wool setting was recommended. Wool setting is recommended. Press out the, oh, okay. Recommending pressing the fabric first to get moisture and wrinkles out. That seems like a good idea. Hey Mallow, I'm glad that you're here, popping in to snoop on my progress. Thank you. So a wool setting would be, I feel like my temperature setting is really similar to that already. I haven't tried ironing the spot beforehand though, but moisture could be a part of the problem. So we'll see. I need to wait a moment to let the iron cool down a little bit. Basically, I'm going to do one last test piece and then hope for the best. Then we'll reevaluate see if we want to cut any more or not. There we go. Alright, there's another one. So here's our last one. I'm going to cut the material. I should have moved that one higher up. And we should label these for science. So this was one. That one was two. Yeah. Two. This one was three. So now I have some little notes to guide me so that I don't forget or get them mixed up. Oh, and once again I didn't iron it. Oops, okay, I'm just gonna do that over the ironing board. Alright, iron cam! That was like 10 seconds of heating the material up first, then placing this. Grabbing my phone because I forgot it. We're going to do 20 seconds again, and I'm trying to apply a little bit more pressure with the iron to see if that changes anything. So that was 20. The surface doesn't look distorted pre-peel. I feel like it's wrinkling in the same direction in which I move the, like remove the same direction in which I'm peeling the plastic off. Here we go. Let it cool completely before peeling is the answer. Alright, well then let's give that a shot. The instructions told me to peel it off while it's hot, but if that's a lie, then I don't want to be led astray. So we are going to do one more test piece, which means I'm going to set this up to run and cut while I'm working on other stuff. Job. It is like a science experiment. This is one of the reasons why I go through so many test pieces and mock-ups, is because you get different results. And if I had just slapped this one onto my fabric and used that to just like start going immediately, it would have given me like less than stellar results, and I would have been upset and wished that I had just tested it out a couple of times. So even though this part can be tedious and annoying, it really makes a huge difference to know that you know exactly what you're doing before you put it on your final materials. So here's some more scrap fabric. I did get all of my pieces cut for my jacket, so it's actually behind me over here. I'll show you probably before the end of the stream. But that is like starting to come together, and it's just kind of boring to look at this stage that it's in, so that's why I haven't been doing it on the screen, or on the stream. But it's a lot of sitting and hand stitching right now because I'm basting the interlining layer onto the outside fabric. And basically what that means is I'm hand sewing the layer that makes it warm to the layer that will be visible on the outside. It should be really warm and toasty though. The machine is singing. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a 3D printer, honestly, but it's not. It's a 2D cutter. It's really cool. Das Vidania, Anastasia. Yeah, Nina is working on a Anastasia costume, and I've been tuning into some of her streams. You can check her out, Fawnina, in the chat. And Nina, I didn't tell you during your stream, but you actually inspired me to rewatch Anastasia recently. So while I was sitting here working on boring stuff and I was like hand stitching, I was watching Anastasia recently. What fabric did I use for the jacket? This is a combination wool polyester. I had to go with the polyester. I guess I need to move my mic back. Here we go. Alright, how is the sound now? Let me know if my sound is good or not. But yeah, I watched that movie recently because it was one of my childhood favorites as well. I would love to cosplay as Anya in some way, probably a different design than the one you're doing, but I love a lot of them that she wears. She's got so many beautiful dresses. Alright. So now I just had 4 more cuts pop out of the machine. Alright, so these are all ready to go. All of our samples. And I'm going to take this over to the iron. I'm going to switch to the iron cam, but I'm probably not going to talk a lot over there because of the sound being an issue. Apparently my microphone isn't that helpful. So I'm just going to be over there working. All right, iron cam is go. Okay, I'm back. So I haven't peeled it yet. This is, oh, I need to change my, I'll get better at this. I haven't peeled it yet, but you can see some of the texture that's like kind of added into the surface. I think that might be moisture, honestly. Maybe I should have like waited before putting it down. Or not, maybe that's just parts where it's already separated from the outside foil, but I'm gonna wait until it cools completely and do that again. And so we're just gonna do just like so many test pieces until I finally get the results that I want. Oh, Nina says that her dream is to get a group together of all the different Anastasias. Well, if you have a time and place where you want that to happen, let me know, because I'm definitely... She's someone that I've considered cosplaying at different times over the years, but I just haven't ever committed to putting her on my schedule because I always have a million things that I want to do at the same time. Alright, these things are a pain in the ass to peel without ruining them, but that's fine. Okay, this one's still cooling, it's almost ready. Well, actually it does feel cool to the touch. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this. So this is the cool peel. And yeah, I think that actually worked better for it. Because I didn't get the same amount of wrinkling when it was coming off. Now, it's not really coming up. Since this is a test piece, I'm like trying my fingernail underneath it. So that's good. That's good to know that that is really well attached and it's not going to peel up. Okay, so I'm going to do this next test back down at 15 seconds. I'm also going to wait. I'm going to like iron this piece and then wait a minute and then apply the heat transfer vinyl to it. So one more test, back to the iron. I'm glad I put a camera over there. Oops, that was the wrong end slate. Alright, back to 15 seconds this time. Or we could do 10 seconds, since it did say 10 to 15. Let's start with 10, because we haven't done 10 yet. That's perfect. Alright guys, I did 10 seconds this time, and I had a really nice, oops, there we are. I had a really nice experience this time. It did not mess up or really dramatically change the surface texture at all. Compared to this one that looks kind of like bubbly and weird. I'm just trying to move it around so that you can kind of get a feel for it. This one is still smooth underneath this plastic. So I'm going to wait for that to cool and then remove the plastic, but I have very high hopes for that one. Oh, Fanina's heading out, getting ready for her next stream. Well, I hope you enjoy your stream and good luck with all those rhinestones. And then Pense Très Bien is also leaving. The iron is an industrial iron. It's from Star, I think is the name of the company. So I got it on Amazon, so you can just look for it there. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one. That one came out really clean. I'm going to let this one be my last test piece if it comes out nicely after I peel it. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare the next one. I need to have like a little, I need to get a trash can over here. But anyway. If this one peels off really well, or like the plastic peels off nicely, then I am going to go ahead and put these last ones straight on the gloves. Now this doesn't want to peel off, but I will prevail. I'm on at least peeling on the right side this time. So here we go. I'm gonna use my peely tool. There we go. It's way easier to just break one side and then you can peel it off without having to bend the plastic up. Alright. And it is now cool to the touch, so I'm gonna do this one. Oh hey Mira Scarlet! Okay, so it seems like this one did not fully adhere. So it is kind of a trade-off, like we said. It needs the more time in order to become stuck on there really nicely, but then, because this one isn't peeling at all. This is the last one I did. So more time definitely helps, because this one looks really nice, but it isn't stuck really nice, and if it's going to be peeling off in places like that, then that's not what we want. I would rather it have a slightly more pebbled texture than lose it. So yeah, this is alright. I'm alright. I'm still gonna go ahead and do my next one. I really wish that this stuff had stayed on better because it looks so nice when it's shiny, but honestly, I think I'm ready to take the plunge and do the gloves. I could do 12 or 13, yeah. I guess I'll probably do about 13 on these gloves and see how that works out. And I can always reheat them if necessary. Oh man, and I've been putting this all over my backing. Dang it. That's not clean anymore, but I think it's fine. Alright, so I'm ready to stick these on my gloves, which are here. I'm just gonna go for it. because I don't want to spend the rest of my life or this stream working on here. You like the pebble texture, Mira Scarlet? Well, I'm glad you think so. What did I get done on my last stream? That's a good question. What did I do on my last stream? Feels so long ago. Yeah, it's about the position that I want it. And it looks pretty straight up and down to me. Alright, well that's where that's gonna go. Could I use adhesive to hold it on instead of ironing it? Not to get the results that I want, no. How did I make these stick-ons? They are cut out of heat transfer vinyl. So I used my Silhouette Cameo to cut these out, although you could cut them by hand if you don't have any kind of like vinyl cutting machine. It's definitely an option. The pebbling makes it look worn and not as brand new. That's a good point. Although I do like in different costumes you want different styles. Like you want a certain amount of weathering on costumes that are like rugged or used outdoors and stuff. And while Zelda does wear this out of doors in the cold, she's still a princess, and I feel like she would just always have very nice things, and that her things should be like shiny and rich, rather than Link, who also has nice things that have been given to him by royalty in many cases. But he's out in the world using them, and they break and things kind of wear down. So that's why I feel like for Zelda, at least at this point in the story, and for this costume, it doesn't necessarily need to be like rugged and weathered. It just needs to be nice looking, because she's a princess. She has nice stuff. Make sure there's no hair on it. Yeah, there's no hair on it this time. Probably overthinking the placement on this. Let's measure that. That one is higher, so that one needs to be good to go down quite a bit to fit. Oh no, I guess I put them at exactly the same point. I just didn't measure properly the first time. So there we go. I think that looks pretty even, and I'm ready to go ahead and iron those on. Yeah, cutting them out is hard, so that's why it's worth it to have one of these machines, even though they're a huge pain in the ass. And if you watch the first, like, hour of the stream was just me figuring my stuff out. Zelda is pure and Link is a trash boy. Link is not a trash boy. Link is a wonderful boy. Link is never one trash boy. Oh my gosh, you guys are so mean. Link is wonderful. What's next on my to-do list for today? After I do this stuff, I'm probably just going to do some hand stitching. I might stream part of that. I'm not going to be hand stitching a lot on stream just because it's kind of boring. He's the grossest teenager. Oh my gosh, you guys are so mean. Link is wonderful and sweet and lovely. Okay, I'm going to take these over and probably not be talking a hell of a lot on the ironing cam. Oh, I need to switch to my iron cam. I also have this. Yeah, that doesn't really fit. That sucks. I was hoping that would fit, but I guess I'll just have to do it flat and that'll be fine. Unless that one does not fit either. Okay. Okay, we've got one back over here. I left the second one over there because it is cooling, but this one had already been done, so it's a little bit more cool, and I didn't want to pick the other one up while it was hot. Yeah, yeah. You admire, Mira Scarlet says she admires my precision with everything. That's very kind of you to say. You know, I'm just glad that it works out sometimes. This is still hot. What are you guys talking about? I don't understand. Link is just out there eating weird food and never taking a bath. I love him. Alright, maybe that does make him kind of a garbage boy. Alright. This is really warm to the touch still, so I'm gonna give that a couple minutes. I still have 2 extra pieces. It didn't get used as test pieces, so maybe I can use those to continue changing my settings when I move to the white ones. Miss Malaphoto says, alright, I gotta go. Good luck with the rest of your stream. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you later, and I'll see you at Katsucon. I'm very excited. So yeah, I'm literally just waiting for my stuff to cool down. But I think it's going to be super worth it. This looks really, really sweet. Nilyu says, the precision in testing is really great, better than my approach of hoping for the best and just plowing through it. Yeah, I mean, I certainly used to do that, but when you're hoping for the best and you're plowing through it, then all of your like initial mistakes are in your finished piece. Because, you know, I did so many things wrong on just this one step of the project in this one stream, but by the end of it, I got the perfect results that I wanted. So, again, yeah, like I could have just started slapping these on and not done any tests, and then all of that pebbled surface and the weird, you know, maybe not totally connected areas and stuff would be on my final costume. I don't want that. I want it to be good. I want to do the best job I can with this, so. I'm gonna go grab that other glove now. It's probably mostly cooled down. These guys. So this one is pretty much cool now. I'm gonna peel it. Oh no, it's peeling it off. This one does need more time. All right, well, that's good to find out right away. I'm gonna go back to the iron. That's why I'm glad I peeled it very slowly. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So these are cooling again, but they do look a little bit different. Like, they have a tiny amount of pebbling, but very, very small, which actually just makes me feel confident that they are attached. So there's some areas where it's not quite as uniform, and it's kind of where there's like dips in the fabric, which is why I was initially trying to put it like on my sleeve board, but the sleeve board was too wide. I wonder if I could just make something, even like just a piece of cardboard or something to shove inside. I'm gonna see what I can whip up really quickly. Everyone's getting the anxiety of using their expensive materials without test pieces. Well, yeah, if you can, you know, prevent the worst by having a pretty clear idea of how your materials will behave, then it's definitely a good thing. Alright, I'm back, and I brought an Amazon Prime box with me. Make sure my address is not on this. Okay, cool. Cool. Mira Scarlett's got to get going. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. It's always nice to see a friend in the chat. Getting ready for your stream. Well, I hope that you have a good stream tonight, and I'm glad you could check out mine even for a little bit. Everyone, give Mira Scarlett a follow. She's a wonderful cosplayer who also streams Progress. Cool, so I just shoved this full of cardboard, and I think it's made a flatter surface since it's got like the thumb and stuff on the back. This has made a flatter surface. I'm gonna re-iron this just because I'm concerned that there are some areas here that don't have like a changed texture. So I just wanna make it kind of a little bit more even out. I'm also gonna cut this extra plastic off because I think it's affecting how it lays. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna take this right back over to Iron Can. All right. Looking pretty good. And this one is now totally cool, so I'm gonna try peeling this one off now. It's still giving me problems. It's still peeling up with the backing. All right, back to the drawing board. I'm gonna make a second piece of cardboard though, because I think that worked really well. swear I'm gonna do this right before the end of the stream. Okay. So I'm gonna take this one back over there and try out on at least 10 more seconds, maybe another 15, since it needs to kind of melt to adhere. So this was my one that got reheated, but it's almost completely cool. And it is peeling. Dang it, now it's peeling up there too. Okay. Alright. What am I doing right now with the cardboard? The cardboard, I just created some, I just stuffed the gloves with cardboard so that I have a flat surface, because this one has, I'm ironing several layers of material, including a whole thumb in the back, and so this is just to create a flat surface so that it's ironing on something flat. So that's what the cardboard is doing. I'm gonna hop back over to the iron. Hopefully I can stop doing this soon. So I think that this whole process just does require more time in general. The instructions were kind of vague. A lot of the heat transfers that I've used in the past want you to heat it up twice, one from each side. Obviously with the shape of these gloves, I can't really iron from the back side because it's inside the glove. Yep, that's gonna cause problems. So I need to just suck it up and just like heat the crap out of these. What if I do have to hot peel? I don't think that the hot peel is correct, because the more... I had problems with the hot peel every single time, but the cool peel worked totally fine every time that I tried it. Ironing emote win? Oh god, I hope not. Okay, so looking at this chart again and the information they give you, the instructions down here only say to iron it once, and it says hold steady in each area for 10 to 15 seconds, which is what I was doing. The information up here, oh, I guess it does have that. Some of the other options say do it twice, but no, I guess this is just, it does have the same information. So okay, I was wrong. It is supposed to be working the way that I'm using it. Is Nightbot picking up on when a lot of people say bye and responds with thanks for watching? I think that Nightbot just says that every once in a while. Like every so often, he's just programmed to make that command. So no, I don't think that's a personal response to people who are leaving, but that would be interesting if it was. Alright. I'm always trying to peel it from different sides too to see if that has any effect on how well it's stuck down. Yeah, that's starting to have problems. Well, dang it, I did all of these test pieces and never had this issue, and now I'm doing my final piece and suddenly this issue. So I guess this just goes to show that you can always have issues no matter what. Now this one's still warm and I am peeling it. Maybe I do need to do a hot peel, because this one seems to be peeling great. Alright, well let's try a hot peel then. I'm gonna be pissed if that's all it took and I did all these experiments to decide not to do it. Wow, what do you know? The instructions were correct. That was a hot peel. That was the hot peel it needed. I am making gloves for this costume. Since someone new here just asked, I'm making these gloves for Zelda. So it does need the hot peel. Alright, well, that's good to know. I'm about to go heat up this other one and give it a hot peel, and then that's it. That's it for our project today, which is really exciting because that looks phenomenal. Let me go heat this one up, and then we will peel it as well. I'm back. That's flawless. Now, I do have some extra fiber on there because it was on my, stuck to the back side of that sticker. But ta-da! Here are my gloves. I'm kind of afraid to put them on right away because I don't want to mess with them up until they're fully cool. That hot peel life, that's what you need, apparently. Well, we spent all stream deciding not to do the hot peel, and then I did it right, finally. So it is going to recool a little bit with the glove, but that's perfect because it's going to move with the glove. I don't want to do too much with it right now, but that is pretty fancy and awesome. Yay! Someone asking what the brand of the transfer vinyl I'm using is. This is Firefly brand heat transfer vinyl. This was what the label looks like, and I got this on Amazon Prime, so that's, or I think it was Prime, it was definitely on Amazon, so that's it for today, guys. That was so frustrating. That was almost 2 hours of trying to make these two little applique work, but I learned a lot. I know exactly what to expect for my materials now and how to deal with various troubleshooting, and I made a glove, well, I put the glove design on in a way that I'm really satisfied with. I think that looks great. So I hope that you agree. I'm going to take a picture of these for Instagram because I think that they're terrific and I'm really excited with how they turned out. I was originally going to do this part in leather and stitch around the edges as an applique, but that would have just been way more trouble. Even though this took longer than it should have, it was still relatively efficient and will hopefully just get faster on all of my next tries as I try to do my next stuff. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's really nice to have company anytime I'm working on stuff. My next stream is going to be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Oh, and I think I'm doing a bonus stream, actually. So I take that back. My next stream is actually Tuesday. I'm going to be on my friend Alpaca Ash's channel, and she's going to help me do some 3D modeling for Zelda. But that will be hosted here on my channel, and I'll announce it on my Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And so you should be able to find that pretty easily. But that's going to be Tuesday afternoon. I think we're going to do it around the same time as Dice Camera Action, just because that's when Jared's busy and I don't want to sit around waiting for him. So, sorry if you wanted to watch both of those shows, but come see my stream for 3D printing stuff Tuesday, and I will announce that ahead of time as well. So anyway, Yeah, good progress today, guys. I will see you next time. Bye!